Hello, Bulls and Bears. Happy Easter Sunday. For those of you that celebrate Easter, otherwise, just happy Sunday. Hope everyone is doing well. Even millionaires are worried. That's right. The cost of living is surging so rapidly that even millionaires are afraid that their nest egg, their $1,000,000+, is not going to last them for the rest of their life, or maybe even very far into retirement. And we talked about this before. A lot of people that are old enough to retire right now are afraid to actually retire because they don't know if they have enough nest egg. They don't know if they've saved up enough. And in this case, even millionaires. Let's take a look at this article. A recent article here over at Yahoo Finance. My wife and I are in our 50s with $300,000 in a 401k, $700,000 in a pension. So just right there, they have $1,000,000. Will we have enough to live a simple life in retirement? Now, if you read the article, what they mean by simple life is they're asking, will we have to go back to work? Will we have to start liquidating assets to just meet the cost of living, to make ends meet, to pay our bills, to pay our property taxes? Will we have to sell our home in order to just keep up and buy food? So even millionaires are concerned and worried, and in this case, asking the question and seeking financial advice. So, folks, we have big problems when millionaires are still not confident that they'll be able to live a simple life in retirement. And I wish I could offer people like these peace of mind. And part of what I do at my job is things just like this, talk to people about their finances. And it's not looking so good because really nothing that's a problem right now, nothing that is hurting people right now is being fixed. In fact, they're throwing gasoline on the fire. They're throwing fuel on the fire and just making things worse. A lot of people think that just raising the minimum wage, just sending out more stimulus checks, basic income, just more debt, more money creation. They think that handing that out to the people and giving handouts out to people, they think that's going to be the solution, but it doesn't. The reason prices are going up so much is because of supply and demand. Right now, there's too much money chasing too few goods and products. So ask yourself, this is very simple. Ask yourself, do stimulus checks grow food? Does it build cars? Does it build homes? No. In fact, the more money you hand out to people, the less homes get built, the less food gets grown. Why? Because the more people just get money handed to them, the less they're going to work for it. And the less people are going to work, then you have a labor shortage. You have people not wanting to become farmers, not wanting to work on a farm, not wanting to work in a factory, not wanting to produce anything, wanting to just instead sit back and get the free money. And I know most of you understand, and most of you are saying, JJ, we know. But I read your comments. There's still a lot of people that just do not understand the simple concept. They think just raising minimum wage, sending out more stimulus checks, they think this is actually going to fix something. And it blows my mind that people can actually really think that the same things we've done for decades, more debt, more handouts, people think these are going to be the solutions. So we all need to prepare for things to get a lot worse. Let's take a look at the next article here. This was originally put out by Barron's. Inflation isn't close to peaking. Why prices will keep rising? Right? So they're stating the obvious. They're stating what I think 99% of you that are listening to this right now already know. There's no solutions being implemented. Stimulus checks, more handouts, canceling rent, canceling foreclosures, some tax breaks here and there, pausing people's interest on their loans here and there. It's not going to fix anything. It's not going to grow food. It's not going to build houses. It's not going to manufacture anything. Everything is going to continue to get more expensive. All right, folks, this is very simple. And a way to summarize it in just one sentence is that stimulus checks do not grow food. Think about all of the stimulus that was sent out in 2020, 2021. In many cases, people got thousands of dollars in stimulus checks. And what's happening today? We still have rent moratoriums in many cities. They have to just be extended to infinity. We still have record levels of debt. We still have rising prices. So what has been done up until now has not fixed anything. In fact, it's made it much worse. And we see the monopolies actually thrived since the health crisis. Monopolies thrived. More small businesses closed down, and then that therefore more business went to the monopolies. We saw record profits and record growth at Amazon. And what did they do with those record profits? Well, they turned around and in many cases raised prices. We talked about Amazon raising prices just a couple reports ago. So no matter how many profits, how much profits, no matter how many tax breaks these big companies get, they're always going to continue to raise their prices. And that's one of the reasons why you see the wealth of these billionaires continue to grow exponentially, while the wealth of the average person, well, people are getting more into debt on average. Not everybody, but most people. Most people are sinking further and further into debt. Yes, there will be a few winners out of this if you're a very savvy investor, or if you're part of the elite or the top 10% that have connections to the money creators. If you have a monopoly, you're going to continue to see your profits increase. And the population is definitely feeling the pinch. And we see more statistics just like this one. This is out of the U.S. Labor Department. Drugs and alcohol abuse are one factor in slow recovery in labor force. So we still see the labor force participation rate, in this case the ages 25 to 54, still hasn't recovered to where it was prior to the health crisis a couple years ago. And what they're pointing out here, what the U.S. Labor Department is pointing out, is that there is a huge surge in people engaging in drug and alcohol abuse. And you see it in the homelessness. We see it in the number of people on antidepressants. We see it in the number of people that have reported anxiety and people losing sleep over financial matters. We see it in the number of people seeking counseling for mental health issues and depression. And that's what happens when you get to the end of a financial system. And to me, it looks like we're near the end. I mean, I think we still have a lot of pain to go here. And things are going to get a lot worse before they get better. We're going to see some sort of collapse. Some people are calling this a moment of reset. But I think what we're going to see here is going to be much worse than anything we've seen previously, including the financial crisis of 08, including the stock market crash in the early 2000s. This could be an inflationary collapse where your dollar just continues to vanish. Your purchasing power continues to vanish as markets go up. I think it's going to be worse than the Great Depression, even though when people think of a collapse, they think of falling prices. I think this could very well be an inflationary collapse. So continue to fasten your seatbelts, folks. Things are only going to get worse. Eventually, things will get better after the collapse, but will you survive the collapse? And please let me know what you think about all this down in the comments. What do you think about the millionaires who are questioning their ability to make it through, to live a simple life, with $1 million+ at their disposal? Thanks everybody for watching. Keep stacking. Big love. Peace.